We are in lesson 386, and we are now working with a new vowel group, which is vowel group 7. Vowel group 7 is a situation when a word ends in a consonant followed by the letters LE. The letters LE join together and form a vowel team, and the consonant plus the LE vowel team form a final syllable. Write the number 7 under the LE vowel team. And you can see 3 examples of vowel group 7 in action with the words candle, bugle, noodle. In candle, the word ends in a consonant D followed by LE. Bugle, the word ends in a consonant G followed by LE. And noodle, again, we have a consonant D followed by LE. This is a very common construction in English. There are thousands of words in this category. When you encounter them, then the final consonant plus the LE are going to break off and form a separate syllable. The LE is going to be the vowel sound in that syllable. You underline LE and put a 7 under the LE vowel team. We also have an additional concept we introduce in this lesson, and that is when we encounter an exception to the syllable rule division. Sometimes when you apply syllable rules 1 and 2, you're going to have to make an exception and divide the word other than in the place where syllable rule 1 or rule 2 indicates you should divide the word. And when that happens, this procedure that is listed in this paragraph tells you how to handle it. Let me go ahead and read it. When a syllable does not divide according to where the appropriate syllable rule indicates, and instead divides at some other point within the word, write the syllable rule number that normally would apply wherever the syllables actually divide, and then underline that syllable rule number. The underlined syllable rule number indicates that an exception to the normal division rule is occurring. This situation often occurs in words where a short vowel is followed by the consonant letter X or the consonant teams CK, NG, or TCH. The letter X and the consonant teams just cited must remain with the short vowel. So we have some examples below the paragraph: tickle, boxer, singing, and pitcher. In all of these words, we have a consonant team that must remain with a short vowel. CK always must have a short vowel directly in front of it in order to use it. So we cannot put CK at the beginning of a syllable ever in English. It always comes after the vowel at the end of the syllable. So in that instance, in the word tickle, for instance, we have to divide the word after the CK team. Now, according to syllable rule 1, you normally would think you would divide after the I and before the CK team. So we have an exception to syllable rule 1 here, and we write the number 1 and divide the word after CK, but we place a line under the 1 to indicate there is an exception to syllable rule 1 occurring in this instance. The same with boxer. Boxer, when X represents the sound X, must come after a short vowel. It can never start the syllable. When X begins a syllable, which almost never happens, it's going to represent the Z sound. So when X represents the sound X, it's going to have to come after the short vowel. So again, we put the 1 after the X, but we underline the 1 to indicate an exception. In the word singing, we have NG, which must come after the short vowel. It must stay with the short vowel, so we are going to have another situation where an exception occurs in division. We write the number 1 after the NG team and underline it. And then finally, pitcher, we have a TCH team, which also must always follow a short vowel. It never starts a syllable. So we have to divide the word after TCH. We write the number 1 above the word and underline the 1 to indicate an exception to syllable rule number 1 is happening. Finally, let's just review the marking procedure we employ for these spelling exercises. The first thing you do when you're marking a word is you underline consonant and vowel teams. If you have a letter representing its second sound or a letter team, double underline that letter or letter team, and then a silent E in the word would require a line under it to indicate it's silent. Then we identify the vowel sounds in the word by placing dots under the vowel sounds. That's step 2. If we have 2 vowel sounds or more in a word, we divide the word into syllables and apply the appropriate syllable rule number. And then finally, we associate a vowel group number with each of the vowels in each of the syllables within the word. Now, I'm going to dictate 14 rows of words, so that's a lot of words, and all these words will end with the vowel team LE. We're going to begin with row 1, and the first word is babble. Babble. He did babble on and on and on. Babble. And by the way, all these words are 2 syllables. The first syllable in this word is bab, 3 sounds. B, a, b. Bull, 2 sounds. B, ul. Babble. Now, the first step is we look for teams in the word, letters representing their second sounds, or a silent E. We don't have a silent E in this word. We have an LE vowel team. E is not by itself here, so we underline LE as a vowel team. Now we identify our vowel sounds. We have 2, so we apply syllable rule to this word. Syllable rule 2 is in effect. Now we associate a vowel group number with each of the vowel sounds. Bab-bull. This is how this word is marked. The next word is paddle. Paddle. He is up a creek without a paddle. Paddle. Pad, 3 sounds. P, a, d. Dull, 2 sounds. D, ul. Pad, dull. Mark the word. First thing we do is look for teams, letters representing their second sounds, or a silent E at the end of the word. We have an LE team. Next, we identify vowel sounds. 2 vowel sounds, so we have a 2-syllable word. Apply the syllable rule number. Syllable rule 2, associate vowel group numbers with the vowels in the word. Here we have 1 under the A, 1 vowel followed by a consonant, and LE at the end of the word is going to represent vowel group 7. This is our new vowel group 7. Bubble, bubble. The bubble was created by the creek. Bubble, bub, 3 sounds. B, b. Bull, 2 sounds. B, ul. Bubble. Underline any vowel teams. Any letters representing their second sounds you would double underline or identify a silent E at the end of the word. Indicate your vowel sounds. Divide the word into syllables. Associate vowel group numbers with your vowel sounds. Bubble, bubble. Now for the rest of the words, I'm simply going to dictate them to you and then ask you to mark the word. You will stop the video at the point where I ask you to mark the word so that you have time to fully mark the word, then advance the video screen to check your work. The next word is chuckle. Chuckle. He let out a loud chuckle. First syllable, chuck, 3 sounds. Ch, k. Second syllable, ul. Chuckle. Mark the word and then advance the video screen. Chuckle. Here we have the syllable rule number 1 underlined. Why is that? Because we have 1 vowel in the first syllable, followed by a consonant. A consonant team counts as a unit of 1, followed by another vowel. Now, syllable rule 1 would say we divide after the U and before the CK, but we can't do that. Why? CK must stay with the short vowel. It can never begin a syllable. So we must divide the word after CK. So we have an exception to syllable rule 1. To indicate that fact, we underline the 1. And this is how the word looks. Chuck, ul. Row 2. Jumble. Jumble. All the clothes are in a big jumble. Jumble. Jum. 3 sounds. J, m. Bull. 2 sounds. B, ul. Jumble. Mark the word. Jumble. puzzle, puzzle. I want to solve this puzzle. Puzzle, puzz, 3 sounds. P, z, zul, 2 sounds. Z, ul. Puzzle, mark the word. Puzzle. Ankle, ankle. His ankle is sore. Ankle. Ang, 2 sounds. A, Kul, 2 sounds. K, ul. Ankle, mark the word. Ankle. N is representing its second sound because it's followed by the sound k. Tickle, tickle. Please don't tickle me. Tickle. Tick, 3 sounds. T, I, k, ul. Tick, ul. Mark the word. Tick, ul. Here we have CK. CK never can begin a syllable. It always must follow a short vowel sound. So we have another exception to syllable rule 1. That's why the 1 is underlined above the word. Row 3, kettle. Kettle. Put the soup in the kettle. Kettle. Ket, 3 sounds. K, e, t. Tul, 2 sounds. T, ul. Ket, tul. Mark the word. Ket, tul. Shackle. Shackle. He did shackle the beast to the post. Shackle. First syllable shack, 3 sounds. Sh, a, k. Ul, 1 sound. Shack, ul. Mark the word. Shackle. Again, CK can never begin a syllable, so we have to let it stay in the first syllable with the short A. An exception to syllable rule 1 occurs, and we underline the 1. Gurgle, gurgle. The creek made a gurgle-like sound. Gurgle. Gur, 2 sounds. G, Gull, 2 sounds. G, ul. Gurgle. Mark the word. Gurgle. Title, title. Who owns title to this car? Title. Tie, 2 sounds. T, I. Tull, 2 sounds. T, ul. Tie, tull. Mark the word. Tie, tull. Title. Row 4, middle. Middle. I will sit in the middle seat. Middle. Mid, 3 sounds. I, d. Dull, 2 sounds. D, ul. Mid, dull. Mark the word. Middle. Heckle. Heckle. The man did heckle the performer. Heckle. Heck, 3 sounds. H, e, k. Ul, 1 sound. Heckle. Mark the word. Heckle. Again, an exception to syllable rule 1 occurs. We underline the 1. Table. Table. Please sit at the table. Table. Tay, 2 sounds. T, a. Bull, 2 sounds. B, ul. Table. Mark the word. Table. Scribble. Scribble. She did scribble a note. Scribble. Scrib. 5 sounds. S, k, r, I, b. Bull, 2 sounds. B, ul. Scribble. Mark the word. Scribble. Row 5, fickle. Fickle. He is extremely fickle this evening. Fickle. Fick, 3 sounds. F, I, k. Ul, 1 sound. Fickle. Mark the word. Fickle. Here again, an exception to syllable rule 1 occurs. Cuddle. Cuddle. We all like to cuddle. Cuddle. Cud, 3 sounds. K, d. Dull, 2 sounds. D, ul. Cuddle. Mark the word. Cuddle. Dazzle. Dazzle. The magician did dazzle his audience. Dazzle. Daz, 3 sounds. D, a, z. Zul, two sounds. Z, ol. Dazzle, dazzle. Wobble, wobble. The wheel began to wobble, wobble. Wob, three sounds. W, ah, b. Bull, two sounds. B, ul. Wobble, wobble. Row 6, smuggle, smuggle. He tried to smuggle in the banned item. Smuggle, smug, four sounds. S, m, g. Gull, two sounds. G, ul. Smuggle, smuggle. Jingle, jingle. I hear the song Jingle Bells at Christmas. Jingle. First syllable jing, j, I, ng. Gull, two sounds. G, ul. Jingle, jingle. Here N is representing its second sound because it's followed by the sound G. We double underline the letter N. Trickle, trickle. The crowd began to trickle in. Trickle. Trick, four sounds. T, r, I, k. Ul, one sound. Trickle. Here we underline 1 because an exception to syllable rule 1 is occurring. Swindle, swindle. The man tried to swindle us. Swindle. Swin, four sounds. S, w, I, n. Dull, two sounds. D, ul. Swindle. Mark the word. Swindle. Row 7, dimple. Dimple, the baby had a dimple. Dimple, dim, three sounds. D, I, m. Pull, two sounds. P, ul. Dimple, dimple. Buckle, buckle. Buckle up your seatbelt. Buckle, buck, three sounds. B, k. Ul, one sound. Buckle. Syllable rule 1 is underlined because an exception to the division rule is occurring here. Crackle, crackle. The fire did crackle. Crackle, crack, four sounds. K, r, a, k. Ul, one sound. Crackle, mark the word. Crackle. Again, an exception to syllable rule 1 is occurring here. Battle, battle. There was a battle that was fought here years ago. Battle, bat, three sounds. B, a, t. Tull, two sounds. T, ul. Battle, mark the word. Battle. Row 8, fiddle, fiddle. She can play the fiddle. Fiddle, fid, three sounds. F, I, d. Dull, two sounds. D, ul. Fiddle, fiddle. Sparkle, sparkle. Her eyes did sparkle. Sparkle. Spar, three sounds. S, p, r. Cull, two sounds. K, ul. Sparkle, sparkle. Mangle, mangle. He did mangle the pronunciation of that word. Mangle. Mang, three sounds. A, ng. Gull, two sounds. G, ul. Mangle. N is representing its second sound here because it's followed by the sound G. Speckle, speckle. A speckle of paint was on the canvas. Speckle, speck, four sounds. S, p, e, k. Ul, one sound. Speckle, speckle. Here we have an exception to syllable rule 1 because CK cannot begin the second syllable. It must stay with a short vowel sound. Row 9, dwindle, dwindle. The crowd began to dwindle. Dwindle. Dwin, four sounds. D, w, I, n. Dull, 2 sounds. D, ul. Dwindle, mark the word. Dwindle. Fumble, fumble. The player did fumble the football. Fumble. Fum, 3 sounds. F, Bull, 2 sounds. B, ul. Fumble, fumble. Settle, settle. Settle down, class. Settle. Set, 3 sounds. S, t. Tull, 2 sounds. T, ul. Settle, mark the word. Settle. Now, in the word settle, you want to exaggerate the pronunciation a little bit to conform to the spelling here. The next word we do the same. Little. In pronunciation and conversation we say little, but for spelling we will say lit-tul. First syllable is lit, 3 sounds. Ul, I, t. Tull, 2 sounds. T, ul. Lit-tul. Lit-tul. Row 10, muddle. Muddle. Please don't muddle the conversation. Muddle. Mud, 3 sounds. D. Dull, 2 sounds. D, ul. Muddle. Muddle. Noodle. Noodle. There is 1 noodle in my soup. Noodle. New, 2 sounds. U. Dull, 2 sounds. D, ul. Noodle. Mark the word. Noodle. Gamble. Gamble. I do not gamble. Gamble. Gam, 3 sounds. G, a, Bull, 2 sounds. B, ul. Gamble. Gamble. Stumble. Stumble. He did stumble in the night. Stumble. Stum, 4 sounds. S, t, Bull, 2 sounds. B, ul. Stumble. Stumble. Row 11, foible. Foible. His foible is he stays up too late. Foible. Foy, 2 sounds. F, oi. Bull, 2 sounds. B, ul. Foible. Mark the word. Foible. Thimble. Thimble. Place the thimble on the table. Thimble. Thim, 3 sounds. Th, I, Bull, 2 sounds. B, ul. Thimble. Thimble. Sickle. Sickle. Sickle cell anemia is a disease. Sickle. Sick, 3 sounds. S, I, k. Ul, 1 sound. Sickle. Mark the word. Sickle. Metal. Metal. His metal was tested in the contest. Metal. First syllable met, 3 sounds. T. Tull, 2 sounds. T, ul. Met, tull. Mark the word. Met, tull. Row 12, haggle. Haggle. She did haggle over the price. Haggle. Hag, 3 sounds. H, a, g. Gull, 2 sounds. G, ul. Haggle. Mark the word. Haggle. Riddle. Riddle. Tell us a riddle. Riddle. Rid, 3 sounds. R, I, d. Dull, 2 sounds. D, ul. Riddle. Riddle. Twinkle. Twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twing, 4 sounds. T, w, I, Cull, 2 sounds. K, ul. Twinkle, mark the word. Twinkle. N is followed by the sound k, so we double underline the N to indicate it's representing its second sound. Tackle. Tackle. I am ready to tackle the project. Tackle. Tack, 3 sounds. T, a, k. Ul, 1 sound. Tackle. Tackle. And as you can see, there's an exception to syllable rule 1 here. Row 13, topple. Topple. The crowd did topple the statue. Topple. Top. 3 sounds. T, ah, p. Pull. 2 sounds. P, ul. Topple. Topple. Stifle. Stifle. He tried to stifle a yawn. Stifle. Sty. 3 sounds. S, t, I. Full. 2 sounds. F, ul. Stifle. Juggle. Juggle. I can juggle 2 activities. Juggle. Jug. 3 sounds. J, g. Gull. 2 sounds. G, ul. Juggle. Juggle. Bugle. Bugle. Play the bugle. Bugle. Bew. 2 sounds. B, u. Gull. 2 sounds. G, ul. Bugle. Bugle. Our last row 14, shuffle. Shuffle. Please don't shuffle your feet. Shuffle. Shuff. 3 sounds. Sh, f. Full. 2 sounds. F, ul. Shuffle. Mark the word. Shuffle. Uncle. Uncle. I saw my uncle yesterday. Uncle. 2 sounds. Cull. 2 sounds. K, ul. Uncle. Mark the word. Uncle. Shingle. Shingle. Place the shingle on the roof. Shingle. Shing. 3 sounds. Sh, I, Gull. 2 sounds. G, ul. Shingle. Shingle. N represents its second sound because it's followed by G. Our last word is cradle. Put the baby in the cradle. Cray. 3 sounds. K, r, a. Dull. 2 sounds. D, ul. Cradle. Cradle. And this completes the dictation of words from lesson 386.